What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I forgot to tell you guys, I appreciate everybody that came to Friday night live stream last night. We had us a good time, and if you missed it, you missed it. But check it out. I want to talk a little bit about a story that's circulating out of Denver, Colorado. Shout out Denver. And it's another story about a funeral home that's doing malpractice and some foul things, whether it's with the bodies or, just not taking care of the client and the customers the right way. I'm going to talk to you tonight about a guy named Miles Harford, who's on the run right now. There's no picture of this man, but he was a funeral home owner out there in Denver, Colorado. This guy had a rented house where police were called to a property, and in front of the house was a hearse. And inside the hearse, they found a woman's body under some blankets, a corpse. And on top of that, this woman died years ago. The family member, who was the husband, had received ashes claiming to be from the woman that they found deceased, her body in this hearse. On top of that, further investigation of the house found a bunch of temporary urns with up to 30 different people in ashes. And this guy has not been caught in there looking for him. But this is poor business practice, and this is messed up because a lot of these people are hurting right now. And here's the story. Check it out. This guy need to be raked over coals. Take a look.
Right now, the search is on for the owner of a funeral home who police say was storing a dead body and urns with remains in his home in southwest Denver.
Today, investigators said they found a hearse containing dead bodies and crawl spaces filled with urns. The horrific scenario has left families devastated and wondering what might have happened to their loved ones.
Fox 31's Vicente Arenas has been talking to them. He joins us now with what police are saying, too. Vicente.
Yeah, Jeremy, a very emotional family. As I spoke to them this afternoon, they believe they're going to be impacted by this horrific scenario that unfolded near this home near Harvey Park. When neighbors first saw a hearse and the huge police presence outside this rental home on South Quitman, they weren't sure what to think.
Well, we just knew something, there was an eviction going on, but it was a normal eviction.
Police say the body of a 63-year-old woman who'd been dead since 2022 was found in this hearse. Urns were found in a U-Haul and in the home's crawl space. Police say the man who rented the home previously owned a now out-of-business funeral home in Littleton. Funeral services for Crystal and Nunes's father and grandfather were handled by that funeral home. The family wonders if the urns they received are the remains of their loved ones.
It's really hard to deal with. I'm lost for words. I feel the grieving process all over again. Like it's not normal. This isn't something that I don't wish on anybody.
Police tell us they've issued an arrest warrant for 33-year-old Miles Harford for the investigation of abuse of a corpse, forgery, and theft. Harford, at one time, owned Apollo Funeral and Cremation Services in Littleton, closed since 2022. Police believe they have discovered the remains of at least 30 people.
Losing a loved one is hard enough, but when the loved one's remains are mishandled, it just adds to the grief and causes further unnecessary pain.
The remains found are believed to be from people who passed away between 2012 and 2021.
Guys, that's the sad story, and I hope they find this guy, Miles Harford. And I know he knows that his name is being plastered out there in the news, and they ran up in the house that he was renting. He need to turn himself in. What he did was messed up. You see them people reopening old wounds of grievance with these people. They're not sure if the remains they got at all are the departed loved one. When somebody dies, putting them in the ground or going through the burial process is a closing period sometimes for the pain that they're temporarily going through. To have somebody do this, there are no words for this. And like you starting to see this a lot. Where is this coming from? It's death all around us. How are people getting in financial debt when they're funeral homes? People die like all the time. To be in a funeral home as a business owner, you have to have a reputation of doing the right thing and have to be trusted by people. And this whole thing, and what pisses me off about all this stuff, it always comes down to trust. We'll trust you to do the right thing in burying our loved one or giving them a proper send-off to ease everybody's pain, to take advantage of people's misery and sadness from somebody that was influential to them while they were on the planet in their time of living is foul. The woman that they were talking about, guys, in that hearse, here's the story about her, and her husband speaks about what she meant to him and what he's going through after realizing that the ashes he got ain't his wife. This is a sad take on this. Take a look.
It is a hard thing to take in and rebury my wife again.
That is the message from a Littleton man after police say a former funeral home owner was storing his wife's body and urns with remains in his Southwest Denver home.
Police still investigating the case tonight. Fox 31's Aaliyah Sims spoke exclusively to the man just moments ago. Aaliyah, you actually learned that his wife knew the former funeral homeowner.
Yeah, and that's the most heartbreaking part in all of this. The former funeral home owner, he would come to the schools in the Sheridan School District where the wife worked for nearly 3 decades. She knew him for about 5 years, and that's the reason why her husband trusted him to handle her funeral arrangements. He never expected to find out the disturbing details a year and a half after his wife died.
I have a little shrine for her, and it's like, and just to have it, it's not even her.
George Rosales is heartbroken, learning of what happened to his wife's body after her death in September of 2022.
Miles had brought us the ashes right before the services. And so, perfect timing. It had a really great life until she got Alzheimer's. And for 7 years, we fought that dragon.
Police would later find his 63-year-old wife, Christina Rosales, in this hearse parked outside the front yard of South Quitman back on February 6. It's where a tenant, 33-year-old Miles Hartford, who owned a funeral home in Littleton, was being evicted.
We were misguided. We were just knowing that she was in the back of a car, hurts outside, just covered with a blanket. That's not how someone's supposed to be put to rest.
The most tragic part in all of this is he thought he could trust Hartford because his wife was familiar with him.
It was because he knew her and he was going to take care of her. And then to find out that he just left her in the back of a car.
Now showing me where he used to keep what he thought were her ashes tears him up inside.
I understand if he was getting into financial problems or something, he could have just done the right thing.
And although he forgives the man who he says misled his family, it doesn't take away the pain he feels.
You shouldn't have to die this way. You shouldn't have to die twice.
Now, the former funeral home owner, Miles Hartford, he is still on the run tonight. Denver police here say they believe they discovered remains of 30 people, and those remains are believed to be between the years of people who passed between 2012 and 2021. Live tonight outside the police headquarters, Aaliyah Sims, Fox 31.
All right.
How messed up is that, y'all? How messed up is that? This guy sitting up here, taking these people's money, not even doing the right thing. And you know, funerals are expensive. They are. I don't know, like the guy said, here the guy, if he couldn't have did the job, he should have said something. Should have kept it real. Men think on reason and they deal with each other on reason. Don't BS me. Tell me what it is. Give it to me straight, no chaser. That would have gave them a reason to go to somebody else or an option. This guy was so greedy that he running around with a woman in the back of a hearse under a blanket, y'all. Her body was under a blanket. Woman been dead for a minute. He driving around like it's nothing with this woman in the car, and her family still trying to cope with the loss. And he riding around with the evidence that he ain't do the right thing because he ain't had no choice. Gross, sickening behavior. Foul. Foul. He need to get life because he disrespected the lives of other people and the deaths of those that came before him. And I guarantee you those people that he had better sense than he did and wouldn't did him like that if they owned that business, especially that woman. Now this guy lost his wife from Alzheimer's. That in itself is a grueling passing, especially with the memory loss and him fighting. Like he said, I fought for 7 years with this woman all the way to the end. They lost the battle with Alzheimer's, but the bond of love was still there. And this guy didn't care nothing about that. That's the thing. People don't care. They act like they do. They come across with businesses where they come and that's a sorrowful business. You got people crying, loss of children, loss of life. A lot of times, you know, a lot of people, you see in their face the pain that this person's absence is reflective on them. They don't know how they're going to get through. And then, you know, you come in there, they come in there, and you talk the talk, walk the walk, but you don't do the damn job. I feel nothing for people that take advantage of people, especially in ways like this. You know what I'm saying? You trick the mind when the heart's already damaged. I hope they catch this dude and rip him apart in the justice system. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, the pain on them people's faces really bothered me. My heart goes out to them. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.